From the north, the winter solstice was met with a frozen mist, creeping across the lands of midnight. Around the citadel of Ushkarak, the mist gathered until the city itself disappeared into darkness. As Doomdark's foul spawn spewed forth from the citadel, the great frozen mist rolled south with them. Across the plains of despair it advanced, and it did not weaken, it grew. Even on the plains of blood, men felt an unnatural coldness, and a fear gripped their hearts. The old warriors knew this was no normal solstice. They knew what it meant. He had awoken.
He is awake indeed. Hello, well met, and welcome back. This is episode 3 of Let's Play The Lords of Midnight, the War of the Solstice. Just listening to the main soundtrack on this reimagining by Andrew Smart and the music by Wayne Britcliffe. Fantastic. This is the main screen. Let me just adjust the volume. Probably a little bit too loud. It's a shame to turn it down, but you need to hear me. So, let's load up our campaign. Just takes a few seconds to load up from the main page. And then we can get back to it. If you remember in the last episode, let's just check the map. If you remember, disable the guidance, just one thing. So when you play the game, if you play it for the first time, you can keep the guidance on. Gives you a lot of helpful information about playing the game, particularly if you never played the original. But even so, if you've only played the original and not the new version, then it gives you a good lot of useful info there. But I'm going to disable. And here we are. Here's the map. And if you remember from last time, Doomdark has awoken. Doomdark's army has attacked the Keep of Blood. Just a quick review. We have a few of our lords around the citadel of Shimmerl. Morking and his protector, Lord of Shadows, are heading north. They've heard rumours of a Dragon Lord in the vicinity. Down in the south, the Lord of Guard is heading to the citadel. I think he might pick up one or two lords on the way. And then we have Luxor the Moon Prince with Rorath heading to the plains of Corelay. So I think we should start with the Lord of Guard. Here we are. And by the way, if you're watching this episode 3, you've enjoyed episode 1, episode 2, if you have any questions about the game, any questions about any of the tactics that I'm currently following through, or any advice actually about the game that you want to mention, just drop them in the comments and I'll make sure I reply to everyone. So, the Lord of Guard. Let's just check his map. So he's here. on the downs of Mythog, and here's the citadel of Shimmerel. But as I remember, there's a lord somewhere down here. And just one thing to explain, when I had this game originally, back in 1984, I had no idea what I was doing. I read the manual, and there's a novella that comes with the manual that I explained about, and that gives you a lot of information about the possible location of some of the lords. And very basically, if you remember back to the map that I looked at, a lot of the citadels, if not all of the citadels, are highlighted on the map. Now, all of the citadels have a major lord. However, there are a lot of keeps. Keep of the Moon, this is the Keep of Blood. There are a lot of keeps on the map and in the game in Midnight. And only some of these keeps have lords at them. And most of the lords in the game will either be at a keep or at a citadel. So part of the process back in 1984 was just travelling around the map, seeing if you could find where all the lords that you had to recruit are, or were, I should say. And you can seek at liths and ruins and towers especially, and they give you clues. But it was very much, this is pre-internet, you have to remember, so it's pretty much you were left to your own devices, and once a month when the magazines came out, you got some tips and you got some help, but it was pretty tough. But I can still remember where a lot of the lords are. So let's go to the Lord of Guard, and we need to be heading to the south. So if you could just see here, out of the sunlight. So by the way, the solar flare there is absolutely amazing effect from in the game here from Andrew Smile. I love it. I think this game is so atmospheric, and the graphics are just bring Midnight to life as I imagined it to be, even with the basic graphics of the Spectrum. And another thing I should add is that I'm playing this on my very low spec laptop. My gaming laptop is back at home, and I'm travelling with work at the moment. And so this is the basic version of the graphics that you can see here, the low version. So if you have a decent gaming rig or a decent laptop, you'll get graphics at a higher resolution and a lot better effects than you can currently see. And they're even amazing at this low basic level. But if you can just see here, there's a banner we can just see in the distance here. Here's a lith, and here is a banner. So I think when we see a banner, there should be a lord present. So let's move a bit closer. Let's go so south. We'll be heading towards the downs, and downs not as bad as mountains, but the terrain does sap your energy. But also southeast takes more time, so I think we'll move south. So we're actually at the same location as wolves, so we have an army, so we'll be okay to fight. There we go. So let's head south. Then we'll turn to the southeast. We've found some dragons again. With our army, we should be okay. He slew the dragons. The Lord of Guard, Dragon Slayer. Here we go. Let's head to the southeast. Yeah, see that? Keep just here. I think we should find a lord present here, but let me just have a look at. Yeah, here comes my army. So this is one of the things about the landscaping technique that Mike Singleton created back in the 80s, 84. This was the first game. Doomdark's Revenge, of course, the follow-up. Is that rather than reading the descriptions and finding out where people are or were, you used your eyes by looking on the screen. Oh, horse is getting agitated there. I think it might be the dragons. So you used the cursor keys to move your view from the south, southwest, west to see what was on the horizon and head in the direction that looked interesting. Let me just have a look at the map. Yeah. So there's the keep that we're looking at is here. But as I remember, I don't think the Lord is present there. I think it's down here somewhere. So anyway, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's just get over this ridge and then we'll see what we can see. Perhaps there is the Lord there. Yeah, we can see an army here, right? You can just see the army. So I think we're going to find a Lord that we can recruit here. So we'll probably not make it tonight. So remember, the last move of the day, if you need to move southeast or southwest, northeast, northwest in a diagonal direction, you get an extra half of movement. Let me just think how much time we have. So less than 2 hours of the day remain. So when there's less than 2, if we move in the southern direction, that would use up 1, and that should still allow us 1 more movement, which hopefully will mean we can get to the keep. Let's have a look. So let's go south, and then let's have a look. Yeah, so less than 1 hour of the day remains. So dusk, and then if we click on character, Lord of Guard, and to the southeast at the keep of Britcliffe stands Lord Britcliffe. So he's utterly invigorated. The ice fear is mild, but Britcliffe is afraid. Okay, so at least we should be able to recruit him this turn. So let me move into the keep of Britcliffe and see if we get the approach icon appear. We do indeed. So let's recruit the Lord of Guard. Okay. And one thing I should add as well, when you recruit a new character, the character's day starts at dawn. So Lord Britcliffe, even though it was at night for Lord of Guard, it's dawn. So he has another 7 hours of travel in front of him. So as he is afraid, what would be a good idea is to post as many of his warriors as we can. So we've posted 650 riders, and if we go back to Lord Guard, who is at night. I'm not sure if he can recruit at night. Oh, we can, yeah. So because the Lord of Guard is bold, that means he'll perform better in battles. So we'll recruit as many riders as we can. Yeah, so we can recruit, and we have to leave 50 riders or 50 warriors at the keep. He's tired, so let's seek. Hopefully he'll get shelter and be refreshed. Yeah. So let's just put them all back on the map so we know where we are. Okay. So we'll leave Britcliffe there for the moment with the Lord of Guard. I think what we should do is, as we know, Doomdark is on the prowl here on the keep, on the Plains of Blood. Let's go back to Lord Blood. Yeah, so these are Blood's warriors here. We can just see the keep of Blood ablaze. And let's have a quick skirt around. No, can't see any more. Just Blood's army there. Okay, let's see how he's doing. Blood is very invigorated. Well, as we've got him camped at the citadel of Shimrel, we should think, yeah, let's rest him, and he should be back to full energy. Yeah. We have a think. Yeah, he's utterly bold, and he's very invigorated. So he probably has one more level to go. I think utterly invigorated is the highest energy level. Okay. So we know that Doomdark hasn't ventured any further south than the Keep of Blood for the moment, so we should be alright with Rawthron. If you remember, Rawthron was heading east. Oh, actually, it looks like we already moved him in the last turn. Yeah, so let's see who we've got still to move this turn. So we have Shimmerel. We have Brith, who we just recruited. And we have Rorath. Okay. Shimmerel. Let's go back to Shimmerel. You remember we went in completely the wrong direction. Now I think, yeah, so there's a keep here just to the south of, this is Citadel of Shimmerel here. So just to the southwest. So we're at a lith. So do we seek here? We don't really need to, because we've still got quite a few. We've still got 6 hours of the day, so just on the off chance he may find the Cup of Welcome, which takes it back to the start of the day. We don't need that. So we just need to go south to the Keep of Mitharg, and here you can see it's another lord, so we'll just move into his location and approach, and there you go. We now have Lord Mitharg. So I think what we'll do is let's go back to Shimmerel, see how 4 hours of the day remaining. Is he? Let's have a look at his stats. So he's slightly tired. He's bold, so it would be a good idea to get him to recruit. He's a little bit tired. Let's seek. Yep, we've found shelter, and then we'll recruit. Oh, we can only recruit 100. So if we go back to Rorath or Mitharg, let's have a quick look at his stats. Utterly invigorated, quite afraid. So yeah, so let's post as many of his men as we can. We've got Shimmerel to pick them up. So, general rule, the bold lords, get them to recruit as many men as they can. They're going to perform better when Doomdark starts attacking. And it's not going to be too much longer. Let's just listen to some of the more of the music from Wayne. And this is Dawn, which plays. Fantastic. I love it. I really do. It's really worth playing this game just to listen to the music. You know, if it's a very chilled out, turn-based game. Nothing. You don't need to do anything in a rush. You can take it at a nice, slow, easy pace. Listen to the amazing music, fantastic sound effects. Apart from those crows, ravens, or what they are, keep cawing away, but you get used to it. Okay, let's have a look at the map. Let's see. So, I think we really want to get Shimmerel as his bold. We want to get him back to the Citadel of Shimmerel to prepare for Doomdark's attack, which will probably be next turn or maybe 2 turns, so it's not going to be too much longer. So let's get him back into the Citadel. So we want to go to the north. So as we have less than 2 days, let's try our luck with a seek at the Lith. Okay, he's found a Wolf Slayer, but he's already carrying one, so we can file that mentally, and we'll get another lord in here to pick that sword up. So we have less than 2 hours, so we'll do the old trick. One movement north, and then to the northwest. That should put us back. Put us back in the Citadel of Shimmerel. So let's just see what we have at the Citadel at the moment. So if we look, let's click on place, give us a bit more information. So here at the Citadel of Shimmerel holds 1,150 warriors of the Free, and it's owned by the Lord of Shimmerel. Armies. So the Lord of Shimmerel commands 1,200 warriors and 800 riders. So what's that? 2,000. The Free. So it has a garrison of 1,800. So that's nearly 4,000. 3,800. And Lord Blood got 1,200 riders, 600 warriors. It's nearly 6,000 we have there. So we're going to be good, I think, for a few turns with that garrison we have there in the armies. So I think we're okay for the moment. We could, if we felt bold, we could even venture to one of these keeps. So we'll keep that as a possibility. If you remember, the strategy is to hold the Citadel of Shimmerel. We're going to try and hold... It's not the Plains of Blood. These are the Downs of Mytharg, I believe. The Plains of Blood are just here. So we could go for the more difficult strategy and hold the Plains of Blood with these 3 keeps here, because we're in this position here. But we don't have to make that decision right now. So the blue circle means they're at night. The red circle means death. Corlith died, if you recall. So we have Brith and Rorath and Mytharg. So Mytharg we just recruited. So let's have a look. Let's look at the map. So we have Brith and Guard in this area, so we don't need anything there. So the map extends all the way over to the east here. I think this is probably about the edge of the map. And there are a lot of lords to recruit in the east, in the south, and in the north. And there is a pass down here. I can't recall if there are any lords here. I know there are some maybe a bit further south. So I think what we'll do with Mytharg, we'll... Oh, shall we? There's a real big lord here, the Lord of Dawn. On the Plains of Dawn, he's around here somewhere, so we could head over there and then back down south. That would probably be best actually, because Plains of Dawn get hit quite early as well, as I remember. So yeah, let's send Mytharg in an easterly direction. So we need to avoid the mountains if we can, because they slow us down. Oh, and you can actually recruit some men as well, so we may as well take them. Okay, that's it. We're left to 50 there. So is that Lake Shimmerel? Well, we doesn't need to seek. If you remember, if you seek at the lake, you get the Waters of Life that give you the maximum energy, but he's still pretty energized, so let's keep going. So we need to head east. We've got a Lith there. Let's just go one more east. Yeah, we'll probably make this Lith. And let's seek. See if we can find out. Let's see what we can get here. The Cup of Dreams, which brings new welcome. New welcome means we start at dawn again. So we have another 7 hours of movement. So let's just go all the way to the east. There's a keep here, but no lord here. And let's have a look at the map. Should start here. Here we go. It starts opening up now. Over here, Plains of Dawn. I think if we just go back, we can see. Yeah, so you can see these banners here. If we look behind us, no, we can't see anything behind us. So there's a banner there, just in the distance. We can see red color, and here the yellow banner here, yellow banner here, and I believe you can just possibly make out the yellow banner between the mountains. I think that's where the Citadel of Dawn is. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's just becoming. There we go. You can just see the Citadel there. So we should be. Let's have a look. We're beside Lake Dawn. 1 hour of the day. So you know what that means. Let's do a southeast movement. There we go. We'll keep him in the village for the night. And let's see who we have remaining. Rorath and Brith. Let's go back to Brith. He just got recruited by Lord Guard. Let's have a look at his statistics. Utterly invigorated. He's afraid. He's carrying nothing. So Brith commands 300 warriors. And he's with Lord of Guard, 1,000 warriors, 600 riders. I think 2,000 is the 2,000 the highest amount of warriors and riders combined army that a lord can have with him. I'm not sure. We'll check that in a moment. But what we can do. Let's post. Doesn't look like we can. Let's go back to Guard. No, so just said we could post and recruit, but doesn't look like we are able to. You can recruit a few. Yeah, so it looks like Guard has been pretty maxed out. So where do we want to send Lord Rorath? So let's have a look. We've got. Yeah, so he's here. Don't think there's anyone in this area. What do we have here? We have. There's a keep down here. Keep a bit ish. Is there a lord there? I don't think there is. So let's send Lord Brith northeast. Let's send him to Shimmerel. Let's send him back up north, and we'll try and get him in the Citadel tonight if we can. Some dragons here. Slew the dragons with an army. It's no issue. And okay, it's just short of the Citadel, but he'll be in there next term, so that's good. And then that just leaves Lord Rorath. He just got recruited by Luxor. And if we look at the map here, right at the edge, the southern edge of the map. So I think we just want to continue east to the plains of Corelay. See what we can find. So we've got some wolves, but with his army with him, that won't be a problem. And again, there's a lot of creatures here. Got rid of those wolves, and either look here, the Skullcrin. And some more wolves. Blimey. I think he's at night now, isn't he? Let's have a look. Let's think. Yeah, it's night. Okay, let's check. Looks like everybody's at night. Okay. So let's just go back here. So I think Doomdark's going to venture into these keeps. He's going to attack these keeps overnight, I think. So let's go to Lord Blood. I just need to check Warthron. Is he hidden? We need to hide him if not. Let's have a look. No, he was hidden there. So let's move back to Blood. Keep an eye looking northwest to Doomdark, and it's time for night. So night has fallen, and the foul are abroad. 4 days passed since the War of the Solstice began. The bloody sword of battle brings death in the domain of Logrim and of Blood. Well, we know where Blood is. Blood, the Plains of Blood is just to the north of where Lord Blood is. Logrim, I believe, is in the far north. Can't remember if it's the northwest or northeast, but we don't have to worry about that area at the moment. And do you want dawn? Yes, we do. Okay, here we are. Oh, here we are. What can we see here? So it looks like the keeps have not been attacked. Doomdark. Oh, there you go. So you can see a keep to the north of the forest there. Yeah, this keep here has been attacked. So let's see Warthron. Make sure there are not any armies close to him. So Warthron is on a mission to recruit a Fae in this forest. There are rumours of a Fae somewhere in this forest of Thrall, in the domain of Thrall. So we really want to go east, but we've got wolves in the way, and he got a sword. He's got the sword Wolf Slayer, but he's quite tired, and I just remember this game being incredibly tough back in the day, so I'm not going to take any chances. We're going to skirt around the wolves. And we're looking for a village. Is that a village we can see here? Let's have a look at the map. Not really giving us anything, is it? And the discoverable map that we can see here on the screen was not part of the original. So the original was a lot more difficult because all you had was the landscaping that you can see here. So the only map you had was on the back of the box, and you had the screen that you could see. So gonna go east. There we are. Aha! Okay. So Warthron stands in the forest of Thrall, looking northeast to the village of Thrall, and I think, excuse me, if we click character, to the northeast in the village of Thrall stands the Lord of Thrall, utterly invigorated, and he is bold. Okay, so Warthron is one of the best recruiters in the game, so we should be able to pick him up. Yeah. Approach. We have the Lord of Thrall. So he's at the village. As I said, most of the lords are in keeps and citadels, but you will find some in villages and other locations, so it's always worth seeking at towers to find information on locations of characters. So let's have a look at the map. So we're here. We know Doomdark is coming south here. He's here, heading this way, probably. Now, Lord of Thrall is a Fae. We know this because of his green sigil that he has. There are some more forests in the north up here, and also in the east here. So I think we'll send the Lord of Thrall to the east to see if he can pick up any more Fey Lords. Or shall we? Hang on, let's think about this. We've got Rawthron. And I know from the map on the back of the box there's a citadel about here, so we know there's a lord here, and there's another citadel here. So this is the citadel of Marakith, and here is the citadel of Kumar on the box, so we should find some lords there. So I'm going to send Rawthron in that direction. And once you start recruiting characters, it becomes like a chain effect. Once Rawthron recruits Maraketh here, he can move north. Rawthron can move east, and then he can move further north, and he can recruit Kumar here, who can move south. So I think we might be okay. But Thrall can recruit the Fey Lords. Rawthron can recruit the Fey Lords. I know there's one to the north and the south, so yeah, I think we're going to be okay at the Citadel of Shimrel, and we're going to send the Lord of Thrall to the east to pick up a Fey Lord that's in the eastern edge of the map. We've got some wolves. He has his army. He'll be fine. Actually, let's see how many warriors he has. So he has 600 warriors, 300 riders. Yeah, so it's 900. His army is 900 strong, so we're going to be fine. Let's keep going east. Let's clear the way for Rawthron as well. Think how much time do we have? 4 hours. So in the forest, the Fae have a movement advantage. They have a movement bonus, so they move pretty quickly over this terrain. So that's why we're getting through it so quickly. Killing all the wolves as he goes. Yeah, so he moved a hell of a way there. Let's have a look at the map. Yeah, so he's got from where Rawthron is in the village of Thrall all the way here, and he still has, let's think, he still has 2 hours remaining. So Plains of Dawn, let's keep going east, and we want to kind of head east southeast, so let's take the last movement of the day to the southeast. I think that's going to be the Rawthron's at night, Thrall's at night. Well, as we're here, Lord Mitharg, if you remember, he was heading towards the Citadel of Dawn. Want to be going east, don't we? Yeah, let's go east. One more, and there we should see the Lord of Dawn. Yeah, so let's move into the Citadel of Dawn, and we can recruit the Lord of Dawn. Let's have a look at his statistics. Utterly invigorated. Oh, he's afraid. That's not good. That's not good news. I think there are things that you can find in the game if you seek lifts, ruins. There's another location as well, which is a henge, and I think you can find artifacts or spells that will enable you to become less afraid. And also, the closer you are to the moon ring, which is the ring that Luxor, the Moon Prince, wears. Our character is in the south at the moment. So the closer the characters are to Luxor, the bolder they become, the less afraid they are. So let's have a look here. So let's recruit. He's going to be on the move, the Lord of Dawn. So we need him to have... So let's have a look at his army. What does he have? Lord of Dawn commands 1,200 warriors, 500 riders. So his warriors are utterly invigorated. Okay. That's right, yeah. So we've got Dawn and Mytharch here in the Citadel of Dawn. So we've got a few decisions to make here. I know there are some more lords down to the south here, but we have Luxor and Rorath here, so maybe they could pick them up. Right, I'm going to postpone that decision. I'm going to go back to Griff. This is an easy one. We're just moving him. He can go straight to the Citadel of Shimmeral. Yeah, okay. Let's rest him. Let's turn him back to the north. So I think it's time we focus on Morkin. Morkin and Shadows. So if you recall from the last episode, Morkin stands beside Lake Doomdark. He's in the mountains of Doomdark. He's in this little valley here, and there were rumours of a dragon lord that can destroy the Ice Crown, and there are rumours of him in the mountains somewhere. And I think he may be here. In fact, what's that? Let's move forward. Okay. Ah, did you see that? Let's have a think. So, let's look at the place. So he stands in the ruin of Korath. And we know Morkin is here. He's utterly invigorated. He had the waters of life in the last turn. Here we go. Here in the ruin of Korath stands Farflame, the Dragon Lord. So this was the Dragon Lord that was referenced in the guidance. So he can destroy the Ice Crown, which is good to know. And the question is, can Morkin recruit him? He can indeed. Okay. Good news. Let's have a look at it. Farflame, the Dragon Lord's stats. Utterly invigorated. Utterly bold. Yeah, so he's maxed out on his stats there. And I think I remember from the original game that he's a hell of a warrior as well. You can actually put him into battle. And he's very fierce. So another good ally to have with Morkin. And I think he has a lot more movement allocation than the other characters. Well, he flies. He's a dragon, so he can get about the map quite quickly. So we can use him as a scout. We can scout the path ahead for Morkin. We can keep Shadows as Morkin's protector. We can use Farflame as a scout, and then if things get a bit hairy, he can always come back and help in any battles that we may have. So that's good to know. So let's go back. Let's select Shadows, because so it's Dawn and Shadows is tired. So Another place where you can seek refreshment is in villages. So let's send him north to the village of Doomdark. And if we seek, yeah, found shelter and is refreshed. And actually, he's got a nice vantage point here. So let's just think. 7 days remain. Still quite tired, so he still needs a bit more energy. So if there are any lakes around, we'll try and take advantage of that. So let's see. Yeah, he's got some dragons with him. Some ice trolls there. So there's a tower there, so let's... No, I'll tell you what we'll do. Yeah, let's put him in the same location as Morkin and the Dragon Lord. Don't think we should seek. We're at the ruin, and I think it's 50-50, positive, negative. But what I do want to do... Let's move Farflame, because I think we saw a tower in the vicinity. Here we go, yeah. So to the south, the Tower of Korath. So let's move there and let's seek.
Falkrin the Skullgrin can destroy the Ice Crown.
Okay, so every time you visit a tower for the first time, if you seek, you'll get guidance, and it gives you the location of lords, or it also gives you some advice. So here, you know, the Skullgrin that we just haven't seen this graphic before. You see Farflame here? He's flying around. That's a good one. Yeah, so Falkrin the Skullgrin can also destroy the Ice Crown. Well, we know Farflame can. We now know Falkrin can. We don't know where Falkrin the Skullgrin is. And also, we don't know how they destroy the Ice Crown. But hopefully, a bit more guidance, that will become clearer. So, if the Falkrin the Skullgrin is referenced in the novella in the game. And I think he tries to capture Morkin and Luxor. I won't give you any spoilers, but if you do play the game, before you play the game, definitely read the novella. It's very well written by Mike Singleton himself, and it gives you a lot of help about the game, and it gives you a bit of lore, get a lot of background to some of the characters, and Falkrin the Skullgrin was one character that gives background to. And basically Falkrin is a golem character from Lord of the Rings. I think he's in the north somewhere, not sure exactly where, but now we know at least we have some options for destroying the Ice Crown if we get that far. Okay, so where do we want to go with the Morkin? So we want to get out of the mountains. We know that the Tower of Doom, where we need to head, is up in this direction. But there's going to be a lot of Doomdark's armies over here, so maybe I think we kind of go northwest to start with, and that might take us out of harm's way a little bit. So let's get Morkin, and we'll head northwest through the mountains to go through the mountains to get out of the mountains. So let's see how far we get. Okay, alright, okay, so we're just on the edge of the mountains of Doomdark, and we're looking northwest to the Downs of Miro, and here you can see a lake, so it would be good if we can get to that lake and get Shadow some refreshment. But also a good vantage point here. So there's the lake. Now I can see a keep here, and that's kind of a mauve purple sigil banner here. So that means there's a lord in the vicinity that we can recruit. It's in the forest, so there's probably a Fey lord, but Morkin should be able to recruit him or her. I think it's him. And here we can see the keep, but if you see the banners here, it's black. I think that's the Doomdark banner. So that's probably full of Doomdark's troops. So we have to tread carefully here, literally tread carefully. So I'm going to go back to Shadows. We need to get him Same square as Morkin. Right, so we need to head him to the northwest. Hopefully he has enough movement. Yeah. I think we should be in the same location, shouldn't we? So we'll look at the map. Yep. And let's get our flame there as well. So we need to go to the north. And then to the northwest. Okay. I think some Farflame still has 6 hours of the day, so we can use him as a scout. Okay, so let's have a fly around, see what we can see. Less than 5 hours, so we're all right. We're okay. I think we can have a little look at this keep, and then we'll come back. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, so see this banner here? This is the Doomdark sigil. These are Doomdark's warriors. So let's see what we have ahead, right? So we click place. To the northeast, a keep in the domain of Glorium holds 250 warriors of the Doom Guard. And the keep is owned by Doomdark, the Witch King. So the Doomdark himself isn't there, but he has 250 warriors there. Okay. Okay. So the good news is it's just a garrison. Doesn't look like there are any armies in the vicinity. So the way that the computer AI works is that if there are any armies around, I think they've got, I think it's 4 locations to the north, south, east, west that they search, maybe 4 or 5. And if they find a target, they head off in that direction. So if they see any lords in the immediate vicinity, they head in that direction. And some of the other armies also have a seek order. So there are some armies that head out from the citadel of Ashgarak in the north, from Doomdark Citadel, and their mission is to find Morkin, or to find Luxor, or to find certain lords. So what I think we're going to do is, let's go back to Morkin. Morkin's got less than 2 days, 2 hours, sorry, and Shadows 1 hour. So let's move Shadows first. Get him out of the mountains, and we'll head towards. We'll go north. Oh, hang on, where was that? I just saw some. Is that a keep on fire? Where did that? What was that? Is that just an artifact? I'm a bit worried now. Let's go back to Farflame. We want to get him back west anyway. There's a keep there. There's a keep there. Let's get him back here. Get him to the stand beside Lake Miras. Keep him there for the moment. I think that's where we'll try and get. Yeah, let's get Shadows. Let's head towards that keep. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I don't know what that. I think it might have just been a torch from the army. Yeah, so let's get Morkin in the same square. So he wants to go north or northeast? Let's think. This is where you have to be very careful. We want him in the same location as Lord of Shadows. Yeah. Let's have a look at the map. I think he's just to the north, isn't he? Yeah. Okay, let's just head to the north. Hopefully, yeah, we're in the same location. We're all right. We're all right. Let's have a look. Let's have a think here. Character, Morkin, yeah, the shadows. Okay, so let's get Doom. Let's get the Dragon Lord. Let's get Farflame in the same location. So he wants to be going south, I think. Is that right? Look, southwest. Look on the map. Yeah, so that southeast. Okay. One southeast. Ooh. What have we got? We're running out of 1 hour remains, so we have to be careful. Remember, we want to put them all in the same location. Okay, so that's directly south. Have you run out? One more? Yes, we made it. We made it. So we have Farflame, Morkin, and Shadows all together. We've got some Doomdark around, so we could be in for a little bit of trouble. But I hope not. I really hope not. So we're playing for about an hour, so I think that's probably a good time to leave it for this episode. Let's just have a quick look at the map. So we have Farflame, Morkin, and Shadows pushing their way north now. We know that Doomdark's around, so I think we might get a little bit of trouble there. If we come further south, we know that Doomdark is now on the Plains of Blood. Rawthron's heading towards the east. Lord of Thrall, Dawn Mytharg. Yeah, okay. So I think we're quite well placed here at the moment. I'm still quietly confident of our strategy. Morkin heading towards the north. We're holding Citadel of Shimmerel. And I think that's a fantastic place to leave it for this episode. So again, I hope you enjoyed episode 3. And I really hope that I see you in episode 4. And don't forget, any messages, any advice, any questions, put them in the chat. I'll reply to every single one. So I will catch you in the next one.